Here are 5 mistakes that I have made as a creator over the last 15 years that have probably cost me over $500,000. And I'm going to give them to you right now so that you can avoid them. Because if I could go back and avoid these, I really wish that I had a video like this that I stumbled upon and just watched religiously until I realized that, what I was doing was not the play. So, hey creators, Aimon here. This is where I help creators find clarity, purpose, and profit. Let's get straight into it. So, the first thing is having too many projects. Over my creative career, I have had over 12 creative projects, right? Run a record label. I've had 3 different music projects. I've run 4 different service-based video businesses. And I could go on and on and on, okay? And it's actually embarrassing, right? And I really wish that I didn't do this. And it's fine because where I'm at right now, I was able to explore all these different options. I was able to create while I was making sort of an income from different places, different jobs and stuff, even though they weren't my dream jobs. But if I didn't do this, I would be so much further along than where I am right now, okay? Than if I just picked the one thing that I was like, for example, I made a lot of music, right? But I've always had the self-awareness that actually I wasn't the best at making music. I just really enjoyed it, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, I've had some success with music. I've, toured my local festival circuit within my state and done a couple of interstate shows as well. And so I have had some success with music, right? And I've really enjoyed that time. It's been life-changing and amazing. But if I had actually leaned into the self-awareness, which is a big element of this, realizing that this isn't my thing, okay? I'm not the best at this thing. I'm actually the best in terms of what I'm good at making content. And if I just leaned hard into that, I would be much further along in my real estate media business, right? I would be much further along on my YouTube and social media journey, okay? So if I just, every time I had a new idea, which you tend to have as a creative, if your mind can be a bit all over the place, right? If I was like, is that actually really the highest leverage thing for me? And if it's not, ignore that thing and just focus on the one thing that you're committed to. So that's probably the biggest thing is having too many projects, okay? And this year, finally, at 30, I've cut everything off but one, okay? And that's this creative philosophy thing. I don't make content because I was trying to present on Instagram and TikTok as like, oh, I'm this multidisciplinary artist, right? I make dubstep and I make pop music and I do creative stuff. And it's just like, it's confusing to an audience. Nobody is incentivized to actually follow you or want to be on your journey because you're not providing value to someone else. It's selfish, really. So don't have too many projects. Number 2 is getting distracted by different ideas. Now, this is similar to what I just said there, but it's so easy to have, again, a bunch of ideas as a creative person, right? And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I would, definitely lean into having those ideas and discussing those ideas, creating discourse around those ideas because it's fun, right? It's fun to chat to other creative friends about like, what are you into? What kind of ideas do you have? Or how could that work? Or like, why would that not work? And that really gets the brain, I don't know, it tickles something special in my brain. And if you're creative, it probably does the same for you. But actually getting distracted by them and is the thing that's going to bring you down. Because again, if you're committed to this one thing and you know that this is the thing that you are the best at and this is the thing that you want to pursue, then when other ideas pop up, it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I'll just start this record label as well. And then I just put 1.5 years of my time into that, 5-10 hours a week. And even though, again, it was a fun thing and I had over 23 releases on that record label, made absolutely $0 from it, right? And I just got distracted by different ideas because I was like, oh, I want to do that. That would be fun. And I did that. And by all means, experiment with different things if you're not sure with what your thing is. But if you are just getting distracted by every idea and starting that thing and starting that thing and starting that thing, then it's going to bring you down, right? And especially if you identify with anything to do with ADHD as a creator, this, you are going to have maybe having a lot of ideas. And it's so easy to get distracted and so easy to think you're doing the wrong thing. But if you can ignore all these things and just focus on the one project that you're committed to, it's going to get you so much further, so much quicker. Number 3 is giving up too soon. Now, back in the day when I was initially, this is over 10, 12 years ago, when I was first starting my video business. I had all the right things in place. Okay. I would get up, I would put on a particular set of clothing that would tell me, oh, I'm in work mode, because I was still working from home. So I was like working in the office that I would also create music and hang out in, right? So I had to differentiate myself and be like, okay, cool, I'm in work mode. So I was doing the thing. I was sending customers video messages on Instagram every single day to be like, all right, hey, I want to do business with you. And they were blown away. Like, who was sending video messages back in the day? People still aren't doing that thing, by the way. That's a huge hack. If you want more hacks to get creative clients, I have 10 ways to get creative clients. It's a totally free mini course. You can get that in the link in the description. And so it was so easy to just beat myself up and give up too soon. I would wake up, I would do these things, I wouldn't get results for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and I would stop doing it. And it would just easily fall out of the habit of doing the thing. But if I look back on it now, I was doing all of the right things. I just need to increase my volume, do more of those things, and not actually give up as quickly as I did, right? Just continue and again, ignore everything and just keep doing the thing over and over again. Because if I didn't give up when I did over and over again, no doubt 5, 10 times, I started and I was like, oh, this isn't for me. It's too scary. It's too hard, right? Or I'm not getting any results, so I'm just going to log off and play video games or whatever I did, right? Or make music or hang out or go see a friend, okay? Something that's not actually productive or working towards my particular goal. And I would just give up too soon. And if I, again, just ignored that and just went, look, these are my KPIs. I'm going to do all of these actions within this day, no matter what happens, every single day until something happens. Again, I would be so much further along in my journey than I am now. And don't get me wrong, I'm doing okay. I'm very happy with where I'm at. But if I was just relentless and I found this video and there was some guy being like, these are all my mistakes, don't make them, I would just continue to not give up, right? That's the main thing. Number 4 is not committing enough. So again, these are all quite similar, but this is the same as not giving up too soon, because it's like you also need to be extremely committed, right? And I also wish I knew this back then, because it's like I was committed in some ways, right? I would show up in my uniform that I made up for myself. I had all these KPIs for myself that I wanted to. This is just for a media business, but you could apply it to any kind of creative business that you actually have or are pursuing. And if I was like, no, I'm so committed to this, no matter what happens, I'm absolutely going to make this work. But I didn't believe in myself. And that's kind of a hint towards the next point as well. Is that if I was so committed that I was like, no matter what happens, like this is the thing, then again, I would be making so much more money right now than where I was 10 years ago. But nobody really told me that. Nobody really told me that it's like, dude, all you have to do is commit and be absolutely relentless and be like, you just get up every day and be like, this is the thing that I'm doing and I'm going to make it work and I'm going to prove it to myself and everybody around me, right? And again, I was doing the right things. I had the uniform. I was hitting the KPIs. I was video messaging people, right? But if I was even more committed to not giving up, not having distractions, not having too many creative projects, and being more committed to the process to be like, cool, double my output each day, I would just be so much further along than where I am right now. And the 5th one is not believing in myself enough or self-sabotaging, right? There's a whole bunch of actions that you can take on a day-to-day basis, especially as a creative, because it feels like the whole world is kind of rigged against you. And that it's so easy to self-sabotage. And by that, I mean, like, again, if I'm sitting in that office 10 years ago, I'll be like, oh, I just got a message from a friend and they said that they want to hang out right now. Oh, I could finish my work that I set for myself, but I'm not even getting results, so I'll just go hang out with that friend and just totally blow off the thing that I was committed to, right? The thing that I was not giving up on. And it's so easy to self-sabotage or you could have this client opportunity, but because you're scared, you send them a video message and they've responded or whatever, and you just accidentally forget to respond to it. You just ignore that response, right? And again, that's just self-sabotaging. It's so easy to just stop yourself from getting where you want to go. But if you can be aware that that's what you're doing and not do that thing, or be like, cool, I know it's scary, but do the thing anyway, right? And that also flips around to just believing in yourself more. You are so capable of doing this thing. And again, I wish I found this video 10 years ago. You can do it, dude. You just have to back yourself so hard. I remember one time I was working at a cafe like 15 years ago, and one of the girls there was like, nothing's ever gonna become of music, right? Like, because I was just like showing her a song at the time. And I was like, oh, like I'll show you, you know? And having this little chip on your shoulder kind of definitely helped because I believed in myself at that time to do with music, right? And I ended up getting a lot of results with music, as I've discussed, right? But if I was fully committed and believed in myself on not from somebody else making a comment saying that it's not going to work, but just because I knew that I could, because you can. You are so much more capable of doing the things that you think you can or that you want to do, right? Again, you just have to not have too many projects. You have to not get distracted by different ideas. You have to not give up. Just be absolutely relentless. You have to be fully committed. Just commit to the process so hard that it scares you, right? And then believe in yourself and do not self-sabotage on purpose or subconsciously. If you do all these things, you are going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars as a creator, I promise you. It's just that simple. So again, if you want a free course to gain more clarity as a creator, feel free to click that link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you've gotten some value out of this. If there's anything I missed, feel free to pop that down below. I'll see you in the next video.